Helo, yn y fideo yma, dwi'n mynd i dangos i ti sut i arlunio wahanol fath o llygada. Okay, with this video, I'm going to show you how to draw different types of eyes, ranging from cartoon style eyes, so neu llunio llygada cartoon, I llygada manga, or manga type eyes. Wedyn, dwi'n mynd i dangos sut I wneud llygada mwy realistic. Okay, so then I'm going to show you how to do realistic looking eyes. Okay, so start off with the cartoon type eye. So I dechrau efo'r llygada'r cartoon. Mae yna wahanol fath o llygada cartoons gallu arlunio. A mae yna ddim reol o gwbl really sut I wneud o. Heblaw ella am dechrau efo'r cylch neu rhywbeth. Okay, so there's no real rule to drawing cartoons type eyes. The general kind of thing is that you maybe include a couple of circles in your drawings. So the cartoon type eyes. So the first eyes I kind of drew were two half circles. So llygada nes I dechrau arlunio oedd hein fel dau cut really. So these are very similar to two C's, and then you put two 66s in it really. Sorry, two sixes, not 66. Making 66. Okay, then you put a nose, there, and you kind of work into it. So that's one way of doing a really easy cartoon eye. If you look at the Wii, there's lots of different ways of drawing eyes on a Wii. The Nintendo Wii, that is. There's some which are like that, some are very fel yna. There's all kinds really. Wii's look really good one to look at because it's very simple to draw. I think there's something like that as well, or like that. Then you've got more kind of graphic novel type eyes, which are more like this. So mae mwy llygada fel graphic novel fel hein. I arlunio rhywbeth fel yna, ti'n kind of dechrau meddwl am y siâp y llygad mwy. So with this type of eye, you're looking more at the shape of the eye. And an eye a realistic eye isn't a circle like that. That's more cartoony, really. A more kind of graphic style eye is looking more at the eye shape. Like that. Okay, so just back to this one. I mean, with the graphic novel eyes, you don't really need to make it realistic. You can really play with, how it looks. You don't have to add all the bits in. This is more kind of manga style, really, type eye. So, you might include the iris there. And it's kind of your artistic license, really, and what bits you include, so o be ti'n rhoi I fewn a be ti'n gadael allan, really. Efo nofelau graffig, fel arfer, mae yna gola yn y llygada. So ti'n gallu weld dim bach gola, mae hwn yn debyg I manga style, really. Mae yna trwy amser ti'n weld dim bach o gola yn y llygada. So, after you've sharpened up some of these lines a bit more, it's up to you what you can include, and it is just playing with possibilities, really. You might shade all of this in, you might not. The best thing to do is just try things out, really. When you're shading, try and go in the direction of whatever shape you're shading in. So you might put a few lines there like that just to kind of suggest things. You might put some eyelashes in like that. It's purely up to you. Experiment. That's the key. Okay, so I'm not going to mess around with this too much. Right, let's go on to manga. Okay, you'll see with any Japanese kind of anime style, like manga style, you'll notice the eyes are much bigger in proportion than the rest of the face. These images are taken from some Studio Ghibli films, which is a type of Japanese animation. Okay, so we'll get started on drawing just the eyes from, we'll take inspiration from some of these characters for drawing eyes. Okay, so debyg I munud yn ôl, mae rhaid i meddwl am y siap llygad dipyn bach mwy. Okay, so I need trio wneud rhywbeth debyg I hwn. Okay, so just dechrau efo'r eyelid at the top ag eyelid at a gwylod. Okay, so start off the eyelid on the top and the eyelid on the bottom. Your tear duct would be there, so that's where your corner of your eye is, and your nose would be about here. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to kind of just emphasize certain parts and leave out other parts. Okay, so we'll start off with the iris. Okay, and then we'll move on to the pupil. Okay. Fel oedd yn dweud munud yn ôl, mae'r gola yn really pwysig gyda lluniau anime. So lighting is really important with anime drawings. This is the eyelash. Okay, so I mean, there's no set. You've got to play with it. There's no set format. All these drawings are slightly different. If yours does not look exactly like mine, don't worry about it. Just go with what you've drawn. And if there's anything you don't like, just rub it out. Okay, so what you need to do is emphasize like the lower eyelid. Oops, wrong pencil. Think about the direction the eye is looking in as well. Very important, especially if you're drawing two eyes. You need to make sure they're both looking in the right direction. Otherwise they'll look really cross-eyed. Okay, so you just what you're doing with your drawing, you're just layering into it. Okay. Okay, so the next bit is just adding a bit of colour, really. So a bit of colour. Now, if you're not colouring this, just start working into it with tone. The lighter colours, it doesn't really matter if you go over darker colours because you can re-highlight it again. So mae hwnna di'r tôn croen wedi cael ei lliwio fewn. Achos mae'n lot mwy gola, ti'n gallu arlunio droslo efo lliw tywyll fel ydy. Okay, bit nesa ydy'r iris. It's a bit tu mewn i'r llygad yn fama. So next bit is the iris. Okay. Like most anime kind of manga styles, it's very simplistic. It's not a lot of detail in the iris. So a realistic drawing would be you do directional shading into the eye like that. Whereas with the manga, you can edit out certain bits. So you're just shading in sections of it. Alright, let's just colour this in. So it's just, with this darker blue, this is kind of suggesting shadow from the upper part of the eye. Okay, so dwi wedi goffan wneud hwnna wan. Rwan, dwi'n mynd I mynd droslo efo pensil ysgam. So kind of very light coloured pencil. So if you've got a pencil coloured set, this is the bit to use it really. So there's a little bit of shadow there. And it's a little bit of suggestion that it's kind of like a 3D shape. So, if you're not using a pencil for this, I would suggest you use like a very light grey coloured pen. I mean, if you're doing it in felt tip pens, this bit could be done in a pencil, just to layer over the top. It would work. Okay, just going over some of these bits now, which we've accidentally coloured in. And just by highlighting it, we'll bring it out. Okay, I'm just going to tidy this up because my video time's running out. Okay, now I've just finished that off. Just cleaned up all the edges. There are a couple of things to do. It's the eyelashes and this part, the fold of the eye, the eyelid. Okay, so ni wedi goffan wneud a manga study or Llygada. Okay, so we finished the manga study of eyes. We're going to move on now to the more realistic style. Okay, so let's make that disappear. Okay. So when people start drawing more realistic type eyes, they'll start off with a rugby ball type shape, which will be more like that, or even like that, or like that. And it's this shape you need to practice in order to get it more realistic looking. So what you need to bear in mind is this tear duct area here, which kind of comes out. So it's not quite a rugby ball shape, it's more like two curved lines. Okay, so you've got that, and then you've got this one underneath, which is less of an angle, really. Like that. Okay, but just practice doing those shapes. That's the kind of fundamental thing, really. So, and then start introducing this tear duct shape into it. So that's where your tears come out. And you start experimenting with where things go. So, this is your lower eyelid. Just start refining that shape a bit more. Okay, and just experiment. And then you've got your eye then. It's quite large, but will do. So you've got that part of your iris, and then you've got your pupil. in the middle there. And that's kind of fundamentally it. And then you need to add tone and shade then to get more detail. You might have your top bit of your eyelid there. You might do your lower bit there. Okay, so you then need to just kind of work into that. Maybe refine the shape a bit further. Okay, so you've kind of got that as your foundation. Think about where your lighting will be. So usually when you've got when it's a realistic eyeball, you've got some kind of like lighting reflection. So you might have it, say, something like that. Yeah, and in order to make a realistic looking eye, you need to look at a real eye. So you need either a photo in front of you or a model, ideally. Model would be great. Right, so when you're shading the iris in, what you need to do is you need to shade lines going across from the centre, or almost the centre, to the edge, like that. So just keep doing that quite light initially. Quite light. Okay, and what you're doing is you're going to build into this later on. Okay, so as you go close to the edge of your iris, you need to add dark lines. Okay, then you've got the edge of your iris here, which needs to be a much more defined line. You will have a little bit of shadow on this upper bit here from your upper eyelid. Bydd yna dipyn o cysgod. Just around pupil. Okay, just gweithio I fewn I fo tan ti'n hapus efo fo. So dwi'n mynd i cario ymlaen yn gweithio efo hwn. Okay, so just keep going around. Again, use your rubber to draw with as well. Keep going around the eye. And adjust it accordingly. So that's toning in your tear duct. Usually a bit of light there, so I need a rubber for that bit. Okay, so just keep working on that. So for this, your eyelid, what you need is, if you've got range pencils, use something like a HB pencil. or a H or a 2H, just a really light pencil just to get a light tone for this outer bit. Okay, so then just shade that in. If you're drawing somebody with smooth skin, you know, I was always told not to smudge in school, but if I was drawing somebody with smooth skin, I would smudge this bit. This line here is like the upper bit, the thickness of your skin. So your eyelashes will go just to the side from that bit there. So if you have got a range of pencils, try and use them. If you haven't, don't worry. You just need to be a bit more mindful of how much pressure you're applying. Your darker pencils will come out darker, won't they? So I'm making slight adjustments as I'm going along. Still trying to sharpen up this iris. So there's the top a bit of the eyelash, the eyelid here. So I'm just going to lighten this bit here. So this is going to have my eyelashes over the top. So a lot of this won't be seen actually, but it will give it like a lighter tone in between the lashes. So this is again the thickness of your skin for this bit here. Think about the thickness of your pencil nib as well. So, you know, the larger areas, if you're shading in flat areas, use a blunt end. If you want more detail areas like the actual lines and the eyelashes especially, you need to use a sharper pencil. Okay, so I've smudged some of these bits here just to give it more of like a skin type texture. I'm now going to highlight the top of the eyelid. I'm just blending this in. I'm not pressing too hard with my pencil. Okay, so I'm just trying to blend that in with the rest of that tone. I'm going into the shape of the eyelid as well. Okay, so that's most of the tonal work done. So, you know, you could keep going and keep going and adding more and more detail. The more you work into it, the more realistic it becomes. So the next bit I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight this area here, the tear duct. These are just random marks, these bits in the end, just to make it look a bit more realistic. Highlight this bit here. But it's, you know, it's all about looking at your source material, your photo or your model. Right, so we've got all this in. Next bit we're going to look at is the eyelashes. And for the eyelashes you do need a sharp pencil. With your softer pencils they're going to go much more blunt, quicker, but you will get a darker mark out of it. You could use a Sharpie for this, but you know, you've got to be confident with using your Sharpie. Or you could just use a softer pencil and it'll be a lighter, a harder pencil like a HB rather than a B, and it'll stay sharper for longer. And I'll give you those sharp lines. So what I'm doing is basically starting with the inside of the eyelid, and then just kind of like almost ticking it out and curving it, and just layering those in as curved lines. I'm trying to go in the direction they'd go in. So these would start off going in that direction. So with the lower eyelid, you should be able to see a bit of the thickness of the actual skin. So change in direction. So it's going more from left to right, and down these are starting to curve up a little bit. And some will overlap each other. So these will eventually join the upper eyelashes. There's a lot more eyelashes on your upper eye than your upper eyelid than your lower eyelid. Okay, so dyma'r llygadau I gyd fewn un llun. So these are all the eyes in one picture. What I suggest you do is do a study like this. So you've got lots of different eyes on one page. Start off with the simple ones, the more cartoon style, then go to the manga, then go to the realistic. Okay, thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr.